Hello, good evening. It's 17. Oh, no, it's not. It's 1908 and it is 7:08 p.m. Anyway, I wanted to hop right back into my notes, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with number 37. You can't force people to change that don't want to change. A person's potential can only be reached if they themselves strive for it. That person ultimately has to help themselves, or they'll end up right where they started without your help and guidance. You can't force anyone to do what they don't want to do, and you can't rush someone who's not ready to grow, evolve, and move on, because we are all on our different paths. We are all on our own timing. You might want to bring someone along that just isn't meant to move on with you at that moment. Maybe they will eventually, maybe they won't. But don't sidetrack your own life and get stalled on someone else's path, taking away from your own. You have your own life to live it. You can't live life for other people. I ended up getting so lost in people's potential and the future of what could have been or what I wanted to be that I would end up becoming ungrounded and almost uprooted from my own path, and I would lose sight of the present. I would ignore certain things because I was still wearing my rose-colored glasses and wanting a certain future to come to fruition that just wasn't going to come because I wasn't seeing the present. Number 38. I have emotions for a reason. They are meant to be honored and expressed. Having emotions and thoughts isn't a sin. Not having a healthy outlet is what causes stagnation. We are human. We have thoughts and emotions for our own reasons, and the more that we bottle them up, the worse they become, and they do slip out eventually, whether they come out when you lash out at someone or something, a situation maybe, and you can end up really getting weighed down and becoming bitter and kind of eating away at yourself because your emotions they don't have anywhere else to go but back inside you. There's this thing that I know dogs do or animals do where they'll literally like shake off their frustration, their aggression, like when dogs, like when they're getting really, when they're like play fighting and it gets a little bit too serious. If you split them up and break, they'll literally just end up shaking it off and then they're good. I kind of like to do something like that for myself, or like having like something nice to do to release these emotions so that they don't continue to weigh me down. I like to experience them, let them pass through me, and then just release them, let them go. Number 39. I am not for everyone, and everyone isn't for me. That's completely okay. I tried so hard to be liked by certain people that I honestly didn't even feel all that great around. I would go away from that situation feeling maybe bad about myself, not happy with the way things went, kind of just like frustrated. And I would end up being friends with these people because I would feel too bad to like end friendships or break things off. And some of these people I think hated me, but they still wanted to be around me. I don't know, for whatever reason. But I realized that I'm not for everyone and everyone isn't for me. And there are some people that I'm not for. Like some people don't like me, or they wouldn't feel comfortable around me, maybe overwhelmed by me, maybe they just wouldn't vibe with me. And that's honestly okay. Imagine if I got along with everybody. That would just be too much. That would be too much. I mean, that would be nice on paper, but it's okay to not get along with everyone. And I don't want to say get along because that sounds too harsh, and it's just like I'm not trying to be at odds and be hostile with everybody. I'm just saying that some people, you might have like a weird off feeling about them. You might feel like you're forcing yourself to get along with someone, and you shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. You should be comfortable and you should be happy in the relationships that you maintain with people. And that's completely okay. Number 40, rest is good. Rest is rejuvenation. Taking a break and pacing myself isn't the end of the world and makes the task more enjoyable. It also lets me see things with a fresh pair of eyes. So, always taught to rush things. Rush, rush, rush. And I like to go slow at certain things. I like to take my time with certain things. And sometimes that doesn't always float with everybody's boat, and they will try and rush something, and then I won't be happy with the way something turns out, or it just doesn't feel right to me. And sometimes I just want to take a step back and relax from something entirely, and I'll have someone say, well, why don't you do this anymore? You should do more of that. You should do more of that. But I'm not really ready to do any more of that. I'm not called to do any more of that. I want to take a break. I want to relax. And that is completely okay. I have plenty of time to get back into whatever I want to get back into. But also, this just goes for like normal things. Sometimes just taking a break from your regular schedule is good. I know some people can't afford to take breaks from their regular schedule. But even just like a few minutes a day to yourself doing something that you love and enjoy will genuinely make things so much easier on you. And taking a step back from doing a task that might be frustrating you, that you feel like you might have to push through. Like, say that you're writing something and you get writer's block and you feel like you have to force yourself through this writer's block. When really, if you just take a step back and you rest and you just let go, suddenly creative ideas might just be flowing to you, and maybe you really just needed to rest, and then you come back looking with a new perspective, a new fresh pair of eyes. Okay, number 41. There is so much potential in chaos. It can be beautiful and transform into a learning experience for growth. However, growing doesn't always have to be chaotic. Growing in peace, love, and security is beautiful too. So I had to do a lot of growing in chaos. I was not from the best upbringing, and I was constantly almost in like a fright. I always say flight or fight response, almost with my nervous system. And I had to do a lot of growing there, and it was intense and it was a lot. And I wouldn't honestly trade it for anything, because I wouldn't be who I am today without the things that I went through and the things that made me myself. Whenever I think of like potential in chaos, it makes me think of like a volcano erupting and the way that the land is kind of like ravished by like the ash, the flame, the lava, the magma, and everything. But then it also makes me think of the aftermath and how much life flourishes after everything kind of calms down and settles, and the way that the earth is just that much richer in that area. And with growing in peace, I've really started to learn to grow in stillness and peace, patience, building a very sturdy and stable foundation. And this is really nice too. And at first, it was kind of uncomfortable because my life kind of slowed down and it wasn't on go and it wasn't like super loud. It got a lot quieter, a lot softer. And I began to like notice like the little things and like the silent joys and wonders of life. And that's beautiful in itself too. Almost just like a nice sunset on a beach, since I gave an analogy for like a volcano and growing from the chaos. But Growing in stillness is good too. Okay, number 42. I think this is going to be the last one. The love that I have for myself is wonderful and enough. Wanting to be loved by another is a beautiful and hopeful thing. However, losing myself in it is a disservice to the love that I have for my very being. I love myself way too much to put myself in certain situations that I did out of desperation before and out of reckless abandon. Because growing up, like I said, in a tumultuous household, love was very conditional. And when I stepped out on my own, I realized how scary things were, and I realized how I really wanted to finally be able to house this emotion called love, because I knew I never really properly experienced it. I knew that for sure. And going through life, I wanted to experience that somewhere so badly, so desperately, that I would give all of my being away to something and someone's potential. And not that I should burden anyone with that kind of pressure and that kind of weight, which I've definitely learned from as well. But I really had to learn that losing myself was never worth it. Giving all of myself away was never worth it, because the love that I have for myself is so beautiful and so enough, because I have seen everything that I've been through and everything that I was and everything that I am, and I love myself the same. I love myself even more, honestly. And that's not worth giving up or giving away for anything. And I would end up, I had this joke that I would say to myself. I don't know where this "Are you my mother" from. I don't remember where that's from. I don't know if it's from like a show or like a book I read, but I would like do like a play on words and say like, "Are you my lover? Are you my family? Are you my mother?" And it was it was kind of like a little laugh at myself, but it really helped me to kind of be like, I have a lot of love within myself that I don't need to go out desperately seeking it, and that things will naturally attract to me. The energy that I'm putting out and the person that I'm becoming will be seen by the people that matter, and it will, the law of attraction. That's all I'll say on that. Okay. I think that is all. Oh, well, there was a description that I wrote. I ended up putting it in my notes. It was the description that I put in my last video. And I just decided to add it to my notes too. And that's number 44. So I guess I'll just read that out again. I'll read it out loud in my video. You are so much more than what is seen on the surface. We all have our own stories that define who we are. People may judge your book by its cover, not even bothering to turn a page. That doesn't take away from the substance that is you. Each page of your life is another moment that adds to who you are. Keep writing your story by living your life how you choose to live it. And I think that's where I'll end it off.